Some of these exceptional buildings are crazy, and these are ones you can't unlock unless you actually build them unlocked through gameplay and so forth. Some of them, such as the Fujitsu television building, the Merchant Guild, which will help your food. This is a big one, and I'll probably build this one soon. It gives me plus 35% food industry production, so that will massively increase my ability to sell and use food. The only downside is these buildings come at a massive monthly cost. This will cost me 60,000 credits to build, not a huge deal when I have 55 million, but its monthly cost is 20,000, so that's going to drop me down to 53,000 credits a month just for one building here. This gives me much greater waste treatment. This is the shell building, and as you can see, these are big structures, so you got to make sure you have some space for it, and you can only build them in certain areas, but they're very good buildings. The television headquarters here gives you plus 10% leisure satisfaction, so they're very good buildings. They're beneficial. In SimCity, all they ever did for you was cost money and look pretty, so you get a little extra bonus out of them here. And there's some other of the small little leisure buildings. This little paintball area. I've never seen anybody playing in it, but it's kind of neat that they actually have this wide array of things to actually do and build in your city. You can spend a lot of time just cruising around the actual city with the cars and the people and just seeing what happens, so that type of information is good. Some of the other questions, someone had asked what type of specs it takes to run this game. The game itself is single-threaded, so it'll run on a single-core CPU. Unfortunately, a single-core doesn't really have a ton to do with it, but right now this game's running on my system on a AMD 550 Black Edition, overclocked to 3.4, I think I've got it right now, and 4 gigs of DDR1333 unoverclocked at the moment, on a XFX 5850 running iFinity. So my system can more than handle the game. It's just a little laggy right now with Fraps and some other things running in the background, but the game scales really well. I've got the graphics set max everything. Can't go any higher than what I've got it set to, so that's part of where the lag's coming from. I usually, when I'm building, don't come down into the city, so that's part of where the change is coming in now. But game scales really well. If you don't run Fraps and other things in the background, then you don't really have a lot of problems, so you won't really notice the slowdowns. Some of the other people have asked me if I think it's worth the monthly cost. That depends heavily on your style of play. If you have the time to play the game regularly, then yes, paying the online fee for this game, it's incredibly worth it, because of the amount of content, the dynamic changes that happen in the game. It's fantastic to join a game 3 days of not playing it, or even a month of having no time to play it. You come in, and there's been updates to cars, mass transit, lighting changes, all these fun things come in that make the game so much more fun. They've added new characters like this dude walking to the right of us there. I've never seen him before. So they've updated so much to the game itself as in just a month of playing that I feel they deserve my support, because this kind of downloadable content that changes, updates, is very fun, and I enjoy the fact that it comes. I hope they continue to upgrade and change things, because I want more content and more out of the game, because I love city builders and things like this. It's a lot of fun. If you don't have a lot of time, then no, it's probably not worth it to pay for online mode, especially when offline mode is pretty much the same thing. It just, the trading's not quite as realistic or as good. If you are going to pay for the game online, I recommend you buy multiple months in advance, just because you get a discount. You can't really guarantee you're going to have a lot of time in 1 month. I paid $20 and got 3 months of gameplay out of this. It's well worth my $20, even though I haven't had more than a couple hours to join in and play this in a long time. Some of the other questions people have asked me is, how much time did it take me to build this particular city? Honestly, it took me about 6 to 7 hours to get it to this stage of play. It sounds like a lot, but if you break it up to 2-3 hours over about 4 or 5 days, then it's not really that bad. In SimCity, I would often have to spend that amount of time just micromanaging my stupid taxation and all of these other things. This game's more realistic in that you're actually the mayor of the city instead of some poor sap who has to do everybody's job for them. So I don't have to pay attention to taxation of every individual citizen in every individual zone or anything like that. I can actually get in and just build the city and enjoy it. Some of that is there for me to get in and play with if I want to, but honestly I've never had the need or desire to really get down and dirty with a lot of the updates and things in the city, just because it takes care of itself so well that I've just not had the need or real desire to do it. I've had so much fun building the actual city that it doesn't matter to me. Some people that matters heavily, and that's fine. To me, it doesn't, and that's fine too. I just want to end by thanking everybody for watching these videos. Again, I apologize heavily for the delay in getting some of these out. Work, school, and life have just been crazy these last few months and are going to continue to be for a little while. I hope these videos have been informative to people to help them get the most out of the game, and I hope some people have considered buying the game when they originally wouldn't have, just because it's a very outstanding game. And I hope that people don't just pass over it because it's not SimCity 5. Honestly, I think it's better than SimCity 4 in certain areas. Other areas, there's a lot of things I miss, but overall, I think it's a fantastic game, and if you don't consider it at least and you're a city builder fan, then I think you're selling yourself short and missing out on a lot of very good stuff. So thank you very much for watching. I will play around with the game some more as I find some time, and I'll make another video with mass transit and some other information about city options, and I hope that my blunders and unscripted crappy videos have been enjoyable. Thanks for watching.